Now, if you're looking at purchasing a new interchangeable lens camera from the Alpha lineup, or you're already using an Alpha camera with a kit lens, then updating the Sony Genuine kit lens is a big step in being more creative with your photography. Now, stepping up to a new lens will take your photos and videos to a whole new level. Kit lenses are a great starting point for new creators, which can be included with the purchase of your camera. These genuine Sony kit lenses can be limited in offering a medium focal range from wide angle to medium telephoto. So if you're looking to upgrade your kit lens, then you have a huge variety of lenses to choose from. You have the standard Sony G lenses with excellent sharpness, the Sony Zeiss collaboration with excellent build quality and bright apertures, and finally our premium G Master lenses, which have superb overall sharpness, colour, contrast and speed. And all these lenses are genuine Sony lenses. Once connected to an E-mount Alpha camera, you gain access to the best corner-to-corner performance, colour and resolution and fastest AF speeds. As well as using higher quality optics inside our lenses, there's also other factors to consider, like a wider focal length and faster apertures. If you're upgrading your kit lenses for a wider focal length and telephoto, then these lenses provide more versatility without having to switch between two different lenses. Sony has over 70 native lenses from the Alpha E-mount system. The one-mount system means you can use aps-c lenses on full-frame bodies and vice versa. If you put an aps-c lens on a full-frame body, to work out the 35mm equivalent, you times the focal length by 1.5 times. Let's have a closer look at some kit lens upgrades and choices for your photo and video options. If you are using an aps-c Sony camera like the A6000 series, the 16 to 55mm f2.8 G lens is an amazing option. Here we have the lens on an A6600 body. The full frame equivalent lens is around 24 to 70mm. It's a premium, compact and high resolution lens. It uses XD linear motors, offering excellent response with fast and quiet autofocus. It lets in almost twice as much light as the standard 16 to 50mm f3.5 kit lens and has a shallow depth of field to achieve that blurred background effect to help highlight your subject. It's also excellent for landscape with its wider angle of view, which is equivalent to 22mm wide. Now I'm shooting landscape, so I would set up the camera on a tripod, and firstly I'll change the drive mode to timer to reduce any camera shake. I'll then select the focus area to zone to capture the wider centre. I also love using HDR mode, where the camera pulls an over, under and normal exposed image and combines them in camera. Now the vista here is amazing, and I'm using the zoom of the lens to crop into the frame. I've also narrowed down the aperture to f10 to get the landscape all in focus. I press the focus button to compose my shot and take the shot. I zoom into the picture on the camera to see if it's the right result I'm looking for. I have a look around and then zoom back out. I'm really happy with this. If you're looking to upgrade your A7 camera, then the 24 to 105mm f4G lens offers a wider focal range than the standard kit lens with f4 constant and optical stabilization. It also has two advanced aspherical elements in the lens for great resolution, even in the corners. The direct drive silent motors are quiet, fast, and is perfect for video as well. Here we have the lens paired with an A7 Mark III. The 24 to 105mm gives you extra reach in terms of telephoto over the kit lens of 28 to 70mm. This means you can go wider than the kit lens, which is ideal for landscape, and it's even better at getting close up to your subject by focusing up to 0.38 meters. Firstly, I'll set up the autofocus to continuous, not to miss a shot. Then I would change the focus area to be more precise with flexible spot and reduce this to small for finer detail. You can see the spot focus move across the screen either by touch or by manual. I then change the autofocus sensitivity to be locked on. As I'm moving slightly, there's nothing else in the frame for the camera to focus on. The subject is also static. So I've turned the camera to portrait as I want the background to fill in the frame. I move the autofocus point to the closest edge of the subject to keep in focus whilst blurring the background even at f4. I'm keeping very still and I take the shot. But let's try this again, shooting slightly into the sun from another angle. This subject is smaller than the previous. I can get really close with this lens, closer than I thought, to get a really good macro-like shot. Another reason to upgrade your kit lens is for faster apertures. A faster aperture offers improved low light performance and a shallow depth of field that achieves an incredibly smooth blurred background. Our G-Master technology gives you the highest resolution found in our lens range. Using linear motors also provides incredibly fast autofocus for both stills and video. For full-frame alpha users, the 24-70 f2.8 G-Master Mark II is the ultimate lens focal range with an incredibly fast f2.8 aperture. It's packed with all the features you come to expect from a Sony G-Master lens. And it's the most compact and lightweight in its class, and when paired with an A7R camera like the A7R5, it has incredible sharpness, it's fast with its precise autofocus, and has stunning G-Master creative blurred background. Now, to get the best out of our cameras in terms of accurate autofocus, I select autofocus continuous to focus on the subject's eye. I also prefer to use the zone area focus for composing a portraiture shot. I'll need to make sure that the camera is in human mode to focus on Tom's eye here within the framing. I also have the option to change the focus on either the left or the right eye. As soon as I depress the focus button, the eye is found immediately. I take the shot and I'm really happy with the sharpness of this image. Let's zoom into Tom's face here again so we can get a more detailed image of his eye. Again, the AF picks up his eye instantly, combining excellent resolution and speed from this lens. And finally, to wrap up these lens recommendations in stepping up from your kit lens, the telephoto range of lenses start with entry, intermediate and advanced levels of lens quality. Here we are looking at the 200-600mm lens at intermediate level with the A7 Mark IV. It's a premium super telephoto lens with a direct drive silent motor for quiet and highly precise autofocus control. The quality you get from this lens at mid-level is incredibly good, and this is down to the optical design with aspherical and ED glass for high resolution throughout the zoom. It has nano AR coating to eliminate flare and ghosting, and is also dust and moisture resistant. Now I want to focus on the animal's eye, so I'm changing the settings to Animal Eye AF. As you can see, the autofocus picks up the horse's eye with incredible speed from this lens. Now I'm using the zonal area autofocus so I can compose my shot whilst hand holding this lens. This means that the stabilization kicks in at the far end as I'm far away from the subject. I can also zoom into the sharpest point of the image on the camera to check that the eye is in focus. The light here was just fantastic. I can also customize the lens buttons found on the side of the lens. Here I select the focus hold button and I want to change it to the crop mode from full frame to aps-c. By doing this, I change the focal length of the lens from 600 to 900mm, so I'm getting closer to the subject without having to move actually closer physically. You see a new icon in the right-hand corner to indicate this. There's no loss of picture quality and there's no loss in overall resolution. Now these are just a few lenses to help get you started on your photo and video creative journey. Sony, as we said, has over 70 native lenses, 40 full frame and 30 aps-c lenses available for the Alpha E mount system, so you can now tailor your camera to exactly the way you want to create.